There's no father in the universe that would do that without a gun pointed at him. Go ahead, hate the inmates. You'll only be fighting in the prison yard. No one ever gets the guards or the warden, though, do they? I refuse to fight other inmates. Do you know why? When you fight another inmate, all you get is more time. Welcome, everybody, reporting for duty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The focus on negativity, it's been so hard. I mean, I had some wisecracks about vigilante justice and all that, but I just cannot, I cannot contribute to negativity. Therefore, I am the only one in the entire realm with a real take on anything at all. I'm not afraid. I'm not boasting. I can boast, though. I have a disease, everybody. It's called being alive. I have love for everybody. Everybody has a mother, you know what I'm saying? Or had a mother, or something. Everyone was a baby who would have died without their mother and all that. The only exceptions are our rulers and Hollywood freaks. So I mean, I'm not trying to sound soft, but it makes me sad if someone would, let's say, it makes me more sad than angry if someone wants to fight me or something like that. It actually makes me more sad than it does angry. Hey, you could say that that's MK Ultra too. I have no idea. I just know I have a real compassion within me. I just do. And you could say it's a weakness, but in the eyes of the Lord, I'm not so sure that's a weakness. So that's I do have compassion. I know that. Let me put it this way. I know that if bad people went to hell and had their souls purified by fire, they would be good when they came out. It doesn't mean you turn your back on them. It doesn't mean you don't kill them if they try to kill you. It doesn't mean that. Killing is not murder. Murder is not killing. They are two very different things. People have been saying it to me for years when I'm at my lowest or, whatever, when I'm insane. You let them take your heart of gold and you lose everything. You lose more than your life. You lose so much. But that's how I feel about the children of God. Everyone here in this realm, I think about that because if you lose that, you lose everything. So I have a love for people that is beyond what is normally considered these days. I'm not afraid of it. You cannot let the bastards grind you down. I have to say that, though. If I could harrow hell or open up the, purify everybody and purify the devil, purify Lucifer and all that, I would. I would never allow anyone to go to hell. Never. But I am alive. Not everyone is alive. Not everyone can mirror my sentiment. Only those who are truly alive. But you see, if you're raped and all that stuff or bad enough, then you can have your soul fractured. You can have pieces of your mind opened up, made hospitable to foreign influence of the air and demons. Yeah. And I hear that, Jeb. You want all races to prosper? So do I. So do I. So do I. Everyone would prosper more if they were more homogenized in certain ways. Because it's only natural that people get along with their own people. But it comes from a place of love, not a place of segregation. That's just how mankind works. The mixing and the unification it's a satanic operation. The unification of all peoples into one nation, the only purpose of that is to unite against heaven. Who else can rape with rhetoric? Nobody. Advanced civilizations are evil. Egypt was no good. Atlantis was no good. They were all ruled by devils. Only a devil would wish to create a big city of suffering and then to war with heaven. Only a devil. People don't do that. People go out to the lake. They go out to the ocean. They hear the water. They are pleased. Devils, they are not pleased with that. They are only pleased with a big machine. Egypt was vastly more evil than anything you could imagine, as was Atlantis. They were hell. Nimrod's system is what creates a civilization. Just know that the eyes of God, the eyes of God are watching you. That's the only thing that matters. Being clean in the sight of the Lord is the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that matters. The stars are out. The only power you have is to pray, and get this, the dead cannot pray. Therefore, the rulers in Hollywood need you as a conduit for their prayer. Hence, the demoralization and the witchcraft in this world. What other reason could there be for it other than that? You cannot allow yourself to be demoralized by witchcraft online. You absolutely cannot. You absolutely cannot, and I refuse to contribute to it because I'm actually better than that. And so is everybody here. So are the people that view my things. I've been pretty up on not demoralizing people, even when I'm at my worst. First of all, it sounds crazy, but you don't even know if it happened. You don't even know if these people are real. And I know that's not the most popular take, but you have to start there. Your first assumption is that all news is fabricated and witchcraft. That should be your first assumption, or you're an idiot. It should be your first assumption. Just like the dad coming out and making apologies for the alleged murderer, that is also demoralization. There's no father in the universe that would do that without a gun pointed at him. Therefore, it's demoralization. Therefore, it's witchcraft because you don't know it. Don't people know that? Could be AI. Could be actors. You've seen it before in certain school catastrophes. Guys that are laughing right on the camera. Dude, they're actors. They're actors. They're actors. The world is a stage. Do you think Francis Bacon was kidding about that? Just for the sake of conversation, we're going to assume that these things did happen. For the sake of conversation. For the sake of getting to the bottom of these things. Okay. A lot of people got a problem with blacks, right? The same old deal ever since the 60s, right? It's like spy versus spy, black versus white. Blacks got a problem with whites, whites got a problem with blacks. Oh, wow. That's a new one. It goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than violence or genetics or IQ. First of all, if you made if you made gangster rap illegal, then 90% of the problems in the black community would go away. If you started pumping 311 in the ghetto and forced them to listen to that instead of gangster rap and all that stuff, everything that promotes, it's the music that's responsible for this. I hear that's also not a popular take. That's definitely not a popular take to say that people don't have an accountability or they're not inherently violent or something like that. That's not an easy case to argue these days. Though you may see evidence of it in everything you see. I have never had any problems with blacks until this year. You know, I was out a few months ago and there was a black guy that wanted to fight me. That's the first time in my life that a black guy has ever wanted to fight me. So I knew things were going to start getting very ugly. I walked away from that one. I didn't want to see him get killed. So that's the first time. Therefore, it's going to get very bad. It's going to get dangerous for whites. And as you see, do I even need to say that? Look in the news, assuming it's real. I knew things were going to get very, very dangerous for people. I told this to people years ago. When people start having a problem with me or coming for me, things are about to get dangerous for everybody. Okay, I'll say it. I don't care. Women and children are more susceptible to witchcraft. Blacks are more susceptible to ghetto rap. Sorry. It's the truth. Of course, they've been kept at the back of the bus for an entire century, and they still don't know it. They're used as a military weapon. Your problem isn't with blacks, it's with the government. Black people are not your problem. It's the government's problem. It's not your problem. It's the government's problem. It's their problem. It's not yours. It's not the collective white community is all of a sudden has to freaking start, doing this and that. That's not the truth. It's the government's problem. Blacks get a heavier dose of MK Ultra. They get a heavier dose of being molested by stepfathers and aunts and stuff like that. Way 95% more than anybody else. Well, Hispanics have even a higher rape percentage, so I'm sure it's the same with Hispanics. This is a very nuanced topic if we're talking about MK Ultra and we're talking about the raped. It's not natural. Soldiers are made. They're not born. Soldiers are made and not born. Blacks are made into soldiers by the music, by being molested, by being shafted and this and that. And, I know affirmative action and all that, blah, 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 blah. This is a topic that's, you'd have to write a book about it. So it's not easy to cover. I'm covering it though. The violence thing that happened at that school, where did it happen? Guess whose problem that is? That's the university's problem. You don't have to crusade against blacks for the rest of your life. You bankrupt the school by pulling your children out of the sports program and destroying the school. That's how you do it. You could talk about segregation, I guess, but I don't think I'm not going to sit up here and start talking about segregation. I played in the heat of the night on Twitch years ago. The violence that's happening right now is intentional. It's not blacks. It's the government and the military and the schools that force this. What happened there wasn't black on white violence. It was Demo-cide. It was being murdered by your own government. People get that yet? Do I have to be the only one in the realm to say that? The only one in the world to say that? Because I am the only one in the world to be saying this. Am I the only one with the balls to say this? Am I the only one? Anyone else have the balls to go on that realm-wide preach? Apparently so. I'm the only one. Because if you want to argue that blacks are violent and segregation, all that, dude, you better be sending me fucking $1 million a month if you want me to be spitting that horse shit out. It's above my pay grade. You guys get it? The best part is that I'm not wrong on this. You know why? Because I'm never wrong. That's the thing with me. I'm never wrong. I have a curse like Cassandra. Call it Cassandra's curse. I have a gift of prophecy and all that stuff that no one will believe until it happens. Very much Greek cursed. That's fine with me. I'm not going to cry about it, though I have. But that is the gist of those things. You can hate the inmates. Go ahead, hate the inmates. You'll only be fighting in the prison yard. No one ever gets the guards or the warden, though, do they? No, they don't. Only the other inmates. Me? I don't fight other inmates. I refuse to fight other inmates. I refuse to fight other inmates. I won't do it. Negativity? I refuse. I'm going to sit there and visualize what it would be like to have a son murdered and all this stuff. And of course, I did say that I would set someone on fire and crucify him if it happened, of course. That's only natural and logical. But you can't stay on that because it only leads to hate. You turn into freaking, the Sith Lord. You turn into Darth Malik. I would never fight an inmate. Do you know why? When you fight another inmate, all you get is more time. As I've said in the past, the only one in the world to ever say it, you can't fight fire with fire. It doesn't work like that. How do you fight masters of fire with fire? You can't do it. It's not possible. You get it? If I have to be the only one, then I will. I might be cursed like Cassandra, but I also have invulnerable rhetoric. But that you have to be very careful with. You have to be even more careful with that because it's very dangerous. Go ahead, you can fight blacks. Go ahead. You're fighting blacks, you're hating blacks all the while. You got stuff sprayed in the air. You got 5G towers getting put up. You get the food supply being poisoned. You get all different kinds of experimentation. All the while you're being murdered while you're sitting there hating blacks. What about that? Anyone else going to tell you that? Getting taxed to death in 15,000 ways, getting poisoned in insane ways that don't even happen in hell. All the while you're like this, blacks, they grew up, they're born violent, man. That's a great position. Next thing you know, you're getting microwaved and your lifespan's reduced by 20 years. You guys get it? You get how it works? But you can never relax around strangers. It doesn't matter if they're black or white. Michael Jackson said it best. He said, kick me and then something else. He also said, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. And in many ways, it's the truth. It's not just propaganda. And it's not just a Masonic little friggin' handshake. It's the truth. You can never relax around strangers. Doesn't matter what they look like. You turn your back on a stranger, you're in danger. Doesn't matter if they're black or white. Now, I'll tell you, I think I put this whole thing in a body bag like no one else in the world could. I zipped that in a little body bag for everybody, didn't I? Yeah, maybe even if they're not strangers, you can't relax around people that you know. Hey, I'm not gonna refute that. Oh yeah, you cannot let the bastards grind you down. I don't know. Delegitimize non-carborundum. I don't remember. Illegitimize non-carborundum. I don't remember my Latin. It's all gone. It's all gone. You cannot let the bastards grind you down. You don't have to go there and rail against dad, the alleged dad. You don't have to do that unless that's the way you make money. Me, I could make money that way, but I refuse. I refuse. Could be the Sheol sitcom. Just could be a big Seinfeld episode. These angels are just watching and laughing. I have no idea. When I'm at my darkest, I could think those thoughts. Big civilizations are Babylon. Babylon, delenda est. Be there for the fall of Carthage. Be there. Isn't that awesome? Lower our seating. The angels despise. We sit higher. I don't know what it's like to despise somebody in a fundamental way like that. I don't know what that's like. I mean, we all suffer from pride, but there's some pride that perhaps I fancy myself not suffering, but I could never say that that's true. I would never say that I am without sin or pride. I would never say, it'd be ludicrous to say that. That's how you know someone's a monster, when they say that they're not. What is our first estate? It's hard to define. I know the angels that were built for one single thing, to do the Lord's bidding, to be messengers, to be whatever, I don't know, and to forfeit that is crazy to me. And to be shot like lightning bolt down to this realm to be imprisoned. You cannot fight fire with fire. You cannot fight masters of fire that have been doing this for thousands of years while you don't even know they're doing it. You can't step it to that. What are you, crazy? You'll bear witness. You'll be a testament to your own decimation. There is one God. There is one Lord. And that is all that matters. And there is one sin, and it is pride, but you have to be pretty intelligent to trace all sin back to pride. A pantheon? No, there's one Lord. There is one Lord. It's not Zeus. It's not Zeus. And it's not Gilgamesh. And it's not Nimrod. Those are all fallen angels. They all got wiped off the face of the earth. Or, which is even scarier, chained in pitch darkness in ice or at the bottom of the sea, which is, nothing could be scarier than that. There could be nothing scarier than that.